How's it going, guys? My name is Lethality, and I'll be guiding you guys through the very first tutorial that I'm going to be making. This is going to be a how to re-roll accounts effectively and efficiently and as fast as possible. The first thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you have Big Knox downloaded, and I'm going to have every link that I talk about in the description below. The first thing you're going to want to do once you have Big Knox running is you're going to want to go up to this cogwheel. You're going to have a little menu that's going to pop up. And the first option you want to go to is root startup, and you want to make sure that this is selected, and then you're going to save the settings and move on. From there, you're going to want to make sure that you restart the client. That way any changes that you've made will become effective immediately once the app has restarted. You're going to want to start up Grand Summoners and start the game. It'll go through the process, it'll ask you to load, it'll download some basic data just to get you started, and it'll ask you to set up a name. Once you set up your name, I'm going to use my name just for the sake of the tutorial. And we're going to hit OK to skip the tutorial. If you're going to be playing for the first time, you may consider playing the tutorial for the first time and just to understand basic mechanics. If this is going to be your second time and on, then you can go ahead and skip the tutorial, as it's going to be a waste of time, essentially. From here, you're going to want to choose one of the three Blade Masters, which is Flame Blade Clyde, Twin Blade Arth, and Ice Sword Corsair. The best unit to pick is Ice Sword Corsair, as she provides the most utility for your team, and that's who we're going to be picking for this tutorial. Keep in mind, all the voices are in Japanese, even in the global version, so there's nothing to really listen to. Obviously, you can understand, or try to understand if you do speak Japanese, but all these games are translated in English through the text, but not through the voice work as of yet. Here, you're just going to want to skip or click on the screen several times, and you want to skip it. Again, if this is not your first time, I suggest reading through the story if you do have any interest in the story. Otherwise, do go ahead and skip. You're going to have some daily sign-in bonuses as you start up, and I'll give you some notifications. It'll give you a list of notifications, as well as right here it'll give you an option right here. So the first thing you'll want to do is you'll want to go to the summon page, and from here you're going to pick Grand Summon, and you're going to have three different options. For this tutorial, we're going to be starting off with the Hero Summon of 5 crystals. You're going to go ahead and summon, and let's see what unit we pull. You're going to go into the general, standard screen for unit points. Now, from my understanding, I don't understand really what any of these banner things come up with Reyes, but hopefully somebody will find out and let us know. So we pulled Inferno Worm Dargion, which is a very good unit. He's very powerful, has very high DPS. However, he's very slow, so he's not the most optimal unit. You're going to be wanting to look for Ragna, Herc, Valhalla, and Roy, and even Lise, as those two units, Roy and Lise, are limited banner units, and these are only going to be available during this tutorial and for a few more days. After that, they will not be making it into the general pool, so you will have to wait until they come back in a future banner. From here, we're going to go to home. We're going to go to two different locations. We're going to go to missions, and we're going to go to our daily chests. So here, we're going to go to missions. We're going to go to the actual cleared missions. And we're going to have here, this first one is the most important one. Summon a hero, you get 5 crystals. And you want to click home. You want to go back to the treasure chest. Now you can scroll through here and get all the gifts, but you can skip to the second page and scroll down, or it might be at the top, and you'll get your thank you for starting. You'll get 50 extra crystals, which is enough for an additional 11 pull. You're going to go back to the free summon. We're going to go back to the Grand Summon banner, and then we're going to do one 11 hero summon. Doing this will effectively, because this is your first pull on the banner, it'll guarantee you at least one 5-star capable unit. The same thing happens with the single banner, except it doesn't happen on every new banner, only the first initial pull on the first banner. So here we go. We're going to do our first 11 pull. Let's hope for Ragnar, Herc, and Valhalla, or like I said, Roy and Lise. The hype is intense. Now you'll want to click up here at the top when you're re-rolling, unless you really want to go see the screen go back and forth between units. This will effectively allow you to skip the extra, I believe it's about 10 to 15 seconds going back and forth from new units to non-units. So it just saves a lot of time. You can click anywhere else wherever you want. after that. So it'll scroll through every single new unit that you've acquired until you reach the end. And we've pulled Maiden Lily. So Lily's a very good unit. She has very high DPS towards bosses, particularly, or anybody with a lot of defensive stats. She rips through them and does a lot of damage. But that we'll save for character character information for another video. From here, we still have another 50 crystals. Now, depending on how well your first 2 pulls went, both your single and your multi-pull, you can decide if you've gotten, well, you know, I got Ragna and Herc and maybe another 5-star unit, and then on top of your single unit, then you can consider either saving your 50 crystals, or you can move on to the second banner and do another pull. That is effectively what we're going to do. And like I mentioned before, because this is your first pull on this banner, you will get at least 1 5-star base unit. Now remember what I said, once you click here, make sure you click somewhere up in this upper portion when you're doing it. And even if you're doing it on your phone, you can do it as well. And this allows you to skip all the, ooh, I got a congratulations thing. I've only ever gotten that one other time. So we got Elise, this is a very good start. We got another Celia. Oh, sorry, not another. This is for Celia. Alright, so those were the only 2 new units. So we got a Elise and a Celia. So, there we go. Those were my pulls for this particular tutorial. Now, let me show you what you need to do in order to restart the whole re-rolling process without having to uninstall and reinstall the game. You're going to want to go to this little menu option on the sidebar. It's going to be, I don't know why it's not showing on my screen, but there's a little sidebar next to your tooltip, or next to right here on the right side. You're going to pick the second to last option, which will show your recent tasks. You can go ahead and close Grand Summoner. You're going to go back onto this main screen. You're going to go here to File Manager. You're going to follow all the options here. You're going to go to Data. You're going to go to a second Data. You're going to scroll all the way down. It'll be right at the bottom, right here where it says JP Good Smile Grand Summoner Global. You're going to select this folder. It's going to take you to another series. You're going to go to Shared Preferences, or Shared Prefs, and you're going to select this Cocos 2DX Prefs file. This is actually your player profile that is saved onto the game until you set up an account. You're going to go here, you're going to delete the selection, and it'll completely wipe the information off the account. And then you'll be able to reinitiate the game as like I showed you at the beginning of the tutorial, and you'll be able to just go straight from there. Now, one last thing that I want to show you, in case you do want to, maybe you get a nice account and you don't necessarily want to get rid of it, here is what you need to do in order to save it. You're going to go to Menu, and you're going to go to Transfer Data. In here, it's going to give you some options, going to give you some notes, just kind of general idea of how to transfer your account. You're going to enter an email, so you can do whatever you want, you know, whatever. And then the password, it has to be 10 characters long, and it must contain at least 1 capital letter and 1 number, like you can see here. Actually, you don't need the capital letter, but it's safe as always. And 1 number. So from there, you know, you can do whatever you want. 6, 7, 8, 9. Darn. Alright, so this, oh, I skipped a 6. Horrible. Oh, okay. Anyway, we're gonna move on. So this is gonna be my information here, ASF, ASDF, and Hotmail. So it's saved. So now, when you go on here and say you do end up deleting the information, and I'll show you here. I'll just do this real quick for you guys. So if you delete it, delete the selection. Yes, it cannot be undone. We're going to close this. We're going to start up the game. You're going to see that once I select it, it's going to re-download the same data from earlier, and it's going to give me the option to restart the game like a brand new account. But if you do want to switch back to that other account, maybe your pulls weren't going so good and you're tired of waiting, what you need to do is you go to Restore. You're going to go to Transfer Data, and you're going to type it in ASDF. And then my password was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. I think I forgot the password. Yeah. Anyway, I forgot the password, but if you input your password correctly, it'll re-download your information back and you'll be all set. So hopefully this tutorial kind of breaks the ice and kind of helps you understand how to properly reroll any account for Grand Summoners effectively and efficiently. As you saw, it only took me about maybe 2 or 3 minutes to actually do the whole process. It can be a little tedious and a little time consuming, but again, it's going to be the most effective and the fastest way to do this appropriately. And hopefully, you guys will get some amazing pulls. I wish you guys all the best, and I'll see you guys on my next video.